Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Brittany and I'm in Fairfax Pilates, which is my studio in historic downtown Fairfax, Virginia. So if you're in the neighborhood, please stop by. Today's workout is going to be based on ladder barrel. So we're going to play with the ladder barrel just for a little bit. I love to work this piece of equipment in with my private sessions and also for my personal workouts. So while it's not going to be a full hour here, it's going to be maybe 15 minutes or so, but I want to show you some of my favorite go-to moves for most bodies. So plan for some heavy core and oblique work, but it's going to be great. So thank you so much for joining me today, and go ahead and get yourself set up and ready to rock, and let's do this. Okay, let's do this. So we're gonna start off with simple ballet stretches. I don't know about you, but for me right now, this is morning time, so I love to start with some stretches. If you're person, so I'm like 5'5"-ish, I can do the ladder barrel stretches, the ballet stretches from the floor. We do have a platform extender that if your client has a trouble getting their leg up to the top of the barrel from the floor, please prop them on the platform. But otherwise, we're gonna just extend a straight leg right up on top. I use the ladder for some proprioceptive feedback. So I actually want my hips to be physically touching the ladder, and often I use my hands either to press against the ladder or I come back this way. So leg is straight, I'm trying to square up my body towards the barrel, and I'm just gonna flex my foot back. So like I said, it's morning and I'm not as bendy right this minute as I might be later in the day. So this is enough of a stretch for me right now. If someone needs more, you can certainly hinge the torso forward toward the leg. Play with pointing and flexing at the foot. You'll notice that not only does it include the calf stretching here, but it will also change where the hamstring feels the pull. So not a crazy amount of time, somewhere around 30-40 seconds is usually enough for the muscle to relax and then also begin to stretch into the fascia. So keeping my hips square, I'm gonna just take this leg and slide him. So now my foot is in front of my opposite hip. Same here, we will want to flex the toes back. Now watch here, because a lot of people laterally rotate the leg because it's much more friendly on the back of the leg. But we want to have the knee and the toe pointed up at all times. So again, my hips are square. Watch for this same hip to travel forward to be more forgiving. It doesn't serve you to do that. We want to stretch, so try to keep your butt up against the ladder. You can do that same pointing and flexing here. On this side in particular, as I point, I get the stretch across the top of my foot also. Okay, so we're there a little. And then keeping the leg up, then I just rotate sideways. My standing foot is also laterally rotated. This leg is laterally rotated, and we're gonna just stay upright. Think about tucking the tail under a little bit so that you really get the stretch deep up next to the pelvis. We're just gonna stay here for a moment. So if this is an adequate amount of stretch, just stay tight. Notice my hip is up against the ladder here. You have the option to reach the arm up and do a nice lateral bend. We don't necessarily want to square up towards the knee, but rather stay sideways to it. And then we're gonna return. Then this time we face the ladder itself. And my knee is bent, my shoelace side of my foot is pressing into the barrel, and I'm trying to keep my hip and my foot away from each other. So I'm pressing my hips toward the ladder. This opens up your quad and your hip flexor on the bent knee. And if you want more, the same arm can lift and then lean away from your foot. And this opens up some of these rotators. You feel it through the waist and the lats. Good. And then we're just gonna take the foot down and start again. Opposite leg comes right back up. And notice here, so I'm able to get my leg up. That should be a goal for many of your clients. So a lot of times I find that the person has to lift their leg. If that is the case, work on opening up and strengthening the hip flexor so that they're able to lift their leg up on top. All right, so squared up, and I'm just gonna begin with that pointing and flexing at the ankle. And you can do as many exercises here stretching as you want. I kind of play around and often make up a handful more that my clients will do. But just for today, we're just gonna do some basic ballet stretches. Okay, notice too that when your leg is up, the hip tends to lift. So we wanna really sit down into the hips. Think about keeping your hip bones level, always. And as you stretch and limber up a little bit and just breathe, you'll notice that the hip will set a little bit more easily. And then we're gonna move the leg to the opposite side. So now my left foot is in front of my right hip. Knee and toe, again, pointing up. Okay, and then this is enough stretch for me. Know your limits, know your body, so don't feel like you really have to lean forward. To me, I'm actually getting a deeper stretch through the back of the hamstring if I really just stay upright and keep my pelvis up against the ladder, because as I lean forward, it tips my tail under a little bit. So it just changes the stretch. Nothing wrong about it, just do what you need. All right, and then we're gonna do the lateral inner thigh stretch. So now we're here. We just lift up onto our standing foot. Make sure that the toe on the standing foot points away, and we keep that upright position. Pointing and flexing will change where you feel it on the adductors. So pointed foot's gonna have down here closer to the knee, whereas your flexed foot is gonna be up closer to your pelvis. And then hip flexor stretch. Hip flexors are one of the tightest muscles in our body because our lifestyles include so much sitting. So don't forget this one. If somebody's knee does not care for this with a pointed foot, you can certainly tuck the toes under and press into that. It changes the stretch a little. It goes down lower on the quad by the kneecap, whereas the shoelace side flush against the barrel is more hip flexor, so up the top of the thigh. The arm can lift and lean away if that is something you want. None of these stretches should be into the lower back. So if your arm going up creates too much strain in the lower back, please put the arm back down. Okay, so there we go. A little bit of something in the lower body. We're gonna go right into it. Now, I did not measure the barrel. It's fine for me. So there's the star knobs inside where you can slide the barrel in and out. This one's actually okay. If you're taller, you're gonna wanna push the barrel out. So we're gonna begin on this lowest rung. So my right, so I were to turn to the side here, the leg closest to the barrel is in front, okay? Lean, and then my back foot, if the whole foot goes down, beautiful. If not, toes on and let the heels go down, but I want both of the legs nice and straight. So we're gonna create a nice straight line here from head to tail. You'll notice that a lot of people wanna be up this way. This is shorter than this side. Let's go ahead and lengthen that out. We're gonna take our hands behind the head and we're just warming up some thoracic rotation. So long, we're gonna rotate towards the barrel and then we fold down towards the barrel. Lengthen back up to that straight line and rotate back to center. rotate, flex, lift, and then finish. Inhale, turn, exhale, down, inhale, up, exhale, finish. Rotate, crunch, lift. So you're gonna feel this on this back side of the oblique, the back of the QL area, not to mention all of the upper back postural muscles. One more time here. Rotate, down, lift, and center. I'm gonna do the other side before we come back. So if you just pivot, remember that forward foot is the most important one. Get that foot completely on. And then we are long. Rotate, down, up, center. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Watch that as you keep lifting up, you don't come so high that you get that break. So watch for that straight line. Rotate, down, up, center. Two more. I love to do this initially because it really just gets a lot of things moving in your postural muscles. All right, so there we go. We're climbing up. So we want to have our same footing. The leg closest to barrel is forward. So when you're up here, you want to be right on the ID band. Major uncomfortable for a lot of people. If it's horribly uncomfortable, you can put some pads under here, but really if it's horrible, they need it, okay? So do what you must there, okay? If it's horrible, you can also move the barrel out. So I'm gonna start on a nice straight line, and I'm going down. Maybe I can touch my elbow, and then how much can I bend to the latter side? Down and up. And I usually suggest to my clients that they keep their pants still. So I don't want to see any moving around in the pelvis. We're just staying fixed. 6, and it's not important that you touch the barrel every time. It's just sort of a visual. And 8. All right, now going down, and then I'm twisting up. Square up, down, twist. Same rule, the pants can't move. So you'll see a lot of people rotate back when they come up. Try to keep the pants absolutely still. Inhale down and around and up. 3 to go. 1, 2, and 3. More to do on this side, but we're gonna flip before we continue. So if you just pivot your feet over, okay? So legs are nice and steady. We're going down and up. We're working on alignment, right? And balancing of the muscles. So really pay attention if one side is either more flexible or stronger than the first side. 6, 7, and 8. This one adds the twist. Down, rotate up, lower, and up. So I don't know if you notice, but my foot's kind of lifting the heel, but most importantly, my knees are straight. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Coming down for a little change of pace there. So I'll come back and hit more obliques later. It's hard to just hit them over again right at the beginning of the workout. So let's get the rest of the body going. Now, this one's your Swan. Move this just a little. So you want to have your heels together, toes apart on the ball of the foot, and your body drapes forward over the barrel. This actually feels amazing because it contractions through the lumbar spine. From here, we want to straighten the legs, straighten the arms. It's like you're a superhero and you're flying. Then we begin by bending the knees so the hamstrings engage back here, and we lift. Now I'm not trying to back bend as big as humanly possible. I'm just going up a little, back to that straight line, and then we collapse back down. So every change, the legs do something different. They're bent, they're straight, they're bent, they're straight, and they're bent, yeah? Inhale, long line. Exhale, extension. Inhale, straight line. Exhale, flexion. One more time. Reach, bend up. Reach out and down. Okay, so now I'm gonna move the barrel just a little, and we're gonna do some stuff specifically for the booty. Easiest way to get on is to put your leg over the barrel, kind of like you're about to ride a horse. One hand stays on the ladder, and we turn until we're face down. I like my hands on rung 1, 2, 3 from the top. It is about arm length. I do not want my arms to be straight. I want my elbows to be bent and my back parallel with the floor. Find where you need to be on your pelvis so you don't feel like your lower back has any kind of discomfort. Legs are a team, they're down together, they lift together. They lower and lift. When you're lifting, it should only be so high that you feel like your butt is working, not into your lower back. Lower back means putting more of your tummy on the barrel, scooting back towards the feet. 2 more. And up. We're going to hold it here. Laterally rotate, so now your heels are in, toes are wide. Same. And lift. Any breathing works here. Just be consistent and smooth. And 6, 7. And we're going to hold it up here, little circles. I keep the lateral turn out. 6, 7. Pause right into a parallel swim. So you get a little whisper of work in the triceps there. Holding. Now we're going to open the legs, laterally rotate, and we're rocking. So the legs really lift, and I bend my elbows, and then I lift my back. My legs go parallel to the floor. Squeeze, lift, and inhale the legs. Exhale the chest. Inhale the legs. Exhale the chest. If your butt is not on fire, check your form. 3 and 2. Once more. And then just let your legs drape over. I like to just stay just for a second. That way my lumbar back gets a nice little traction. And then right back onto the floor. All right, so I am going to now do the obliques a little bit backwards. Easy way to get on again is that same sort of, let's ride a horse. Both legs now. And move this guy. We're going to be on our side. Waist. Get it down, down, down. Top hand, top, bottom hand on 3 or 4. Legs are a team. My waist is just conformed to the shape of the barrel. Lift and lift. Legs together, challenging. Turn yourself into a mermaid, even more challenging. You pick your poison here. 3, 2, and 1. Hold the legs parallel, and we slow scissor. 1 and 2. So when that top leg comes forward, harder to keep your balance, but really shrink wrap your waist. 3 and 2. One more time. Good. Down we go. All right. Flip over, of course. Ride a horse. Both legs on top and slide until your waist is right there on the barrel. Stretch feels so nice and lift. And lift. So we want to have both arms somewhat straight. 5, 6. Turn those feet out for a little bit more challenge. Hold it, and we scissor, scissor. And 4, 3, 2, and one more time, and then down you go. Okay, we're gonna do the one arm press. One arm press is going to be heavy triceps, and again, more obliques. I think most exercises on this barrel are going to be oblique centric. That's why it's a love-hate piece of equipment. Same way, you swing both legs up on top, but this time I'm going to pause when my hip is at the top versus my waist. And then I'm going to lower down until my waist can be long and my elbow is approximately 90 and my feet are hip height. When people get on, it's this, yeah? So let's really clean that up. The legs are going to stay. Press the arm to straight. Control down. Press. So this side shortens and lengthens. Shortens and lengthens. 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. Sometimes I'll hold my client's feet down here at the bottom so they can really just concentrate on the shoulder stability and the oblique work. Other side. So go ahead and find the top of the hip. And so notice when I first get on, this is what your clients are going to look like, but you're going to pull up the waist, bring the hand down, point the elbow towards the waist, find your straight line, and we push. So a lot of times people push, they're a seesaw, okay? You're going to keep your legs straight. Side bend, length, crunch, and length. It looks easy, but this is part of the advanced repertoire. If you do it right, you'll know why. 3 to go. 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead and just hang it over. I'm just going to finish with this easy stretch. I like to start standing on the floor and forward of the barrel and just reach forward. I do want to keep my feet on the ground. That feels best to me. Others like to have their feet floating. All of it will feel different in different parts of your back. And just breathe. I love this piece of equipment just for the stretches. It's hard to create this much traction on your lower back on your own. And then as you're ready, stand up. All right, guys. So that's just a few of my favorites. It's a short and sweet little sequence of exercises. I like to throw it into a one-on-one session with some of my clients, and I love to do it for my own personal workout. So I hope that you found that to be most excellent today. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and I will see you next time.